Hello, today is my 6th day in Ghana and today I was at Mass. It was an outdoor service for 4 different parishes that had all come together. So it was set out on a sort of what you would probably call a village green with 3 marquees facing each other. In the centre was, when the priests were speaking, that's where they stood and they all had a microphone. It was really busy, maybe 300 or 400 people there. So big congregation, everybody dressed smartly. The Ghanaians don't usually wear shoes, they usually wear sliders or sandals, but everybody had leather shoes on. There was some traditional dress, like tribal wear. So for the men, it's like one big piece of fabric and it comes over their shoulder, patterned in bright colours, and the shoulder's exposed. For the women, it's like a short top and then a skirt in the same bright patterned fabric. And the priests were all in cassocks, and the choir all had their matching polo shirts with the name of the choir on it. The service itself was quite sort of evangelical, rallying the troops. The singing was quite gospel, absolutely. The choir were brilliant, just the harmonies and the rhythms. It's done sort of like call and response with the congregation, and even within the congregation there was people harmonising that are obviously very good singers. I was blessed with holy water, which is a first, and that was nice. And as part of the service there was a procession down and round the street and back up, lots of incense burning as well, standing up and sitting down, and quite a lot of praying, but a huge amount of singing, which, although the service lasted 4 hours, which sounds like a lot, it didn't seem like 4 hours because there was always so much going on. There was a lovely lady leading the singing who looked like Whitney Houston. I did say that to her, but she didn't know who Whitney Houston was afterwards. But it was very pretty and a very strong voice. She sang, some of these songs lasted for like 40 minutes and she sang, just continually. And I could, although it was all in Akan, I could hear there was, chorus and verse. So that was really good. They did a collection and they announced how much they'd collected, and they collected about £66, which is about 2 weeks' wage for the average Ghanaian. That's someone that's in a good job, like a nurse. A lot of the people that work in the sort of shops and the stalls won't earn as much as that. So although it doesn't seem £66 when you've got 300 or 400 of a congregation, that'll be as much as they could manage. They don't have a lot of disposable income to give anything away. And at the end, as we were all leaving, they asked me to say a few words, so I stood up and said that I was, it was lovely meeting everybody, and everybody had been so welcoming, and that I was working at the hospital, so they should say hello if they see me locally in Jamasi or at the hospital, although a lot of them have already spoken to me. And as I was leaving, there was a young teenage girl who was very nicely dressed who came up and asked me if she could do a video. And I was happy to do that, but I said to her, what do you want me to do a video with me for? And she looked at me and she said, from a TikTok account. And I thought, all right, okay. So that was me put in my place. I will probably have to go back to Mass another day, which is fine because the music is nice and it's quite entertaining, and I'm doing my best to fit in here.